The Vivo V11 Pro is here, and if the next had anything to showcase, it's that Vivo smartphones too can put up a strong fight when it comes to the cameras. This is Sandeep from RevAtlas, and this is the camera review of the V11 Pro. In terms of hardware, the V11 Pro packs in a 12MP dual pixel camera with f1.8 aperture and 1.28 micron pixel size, along with a secondary 5MP depth sensor. The dual pixel technology aims at bringing much faster autofocus as well as improved low light capabilities thanks to the 24 million photosensitive units. The autofocus is really quick on the V11 Pro, and you can get up close to your subject or object without having any focus issues. Photos on the V11 Pro carry good amount of detail and sharpness, and you can pixel peep to see the details clearly. You can also opt to capture photos in 24MP as opposed to 12 by enabling the 24MP mode in the camera app. Colors are pretty natural, and the white balancing is on point on the regular mode, and the dynamic range is pretty good too by default, but when you meet the limit of what the sensor is capable of achieving, you can turn on HDR mode and get much better results. With the HDR mode turned on, both the highlights and shadows are kept in check, and you get much more information from the latter. Vivo is calling this backlight HDR mode, and they seem to be using a lot more than 3 frames to stack together to get this result. In terms of low light performance, the f1.8 lens ensures a well exposed image with good detailing and sharpness. The slight noise is visible when you pixel peep, but is still kept under check thanks to a noise reduction algorithm. One pro tip would be to use the HDR mode in low light situations as well, as it can really help get a much better image at the cost of a little more noise. Portrait mode on the rear camera is good when it comes to a blurring algorithm and seems to have a linear blur rather than a radial one. The linear blur looks more natural as compared to the radial one, and also works well under low light. Edge detection is also on point. The front-facing camera is a 25MP unit with f2 aperture. The front-facing camera also captures detailed photos with good sharpness and pretty good dynamic range. But the HDR mode here again does improve it by a big margin, just like the rear camera. The portrait mode works well too, with good edge detection and blurring, but a bit of the blurring tends to fade onto your ears as well. Video is maxed out at 1080p 30fps on both the rear as well as front-facing cameras. There's good detailing and the colors are naturally rendered too, but EIS isn't there. But since EIS is a software-based aspect, we're hoping that Vivo adds it in the future with an update. I'm actually quite surprised at the kind of results that the V11 Pro has been able to put up. The Vivo Next was a step in the right direction, and now with the V11 Pro you're essentially getting an experience as similar, if not better, at a cheaper price point. If good quality still photos are your thing, then the V11 Pro will definitely impress you. Thanks for watching, see you again in the next one.